Okay, sorry for the noise. I am by busy streets, and I am also by a car wash that's active right now. So, this is part 2 of the line. This is the riser, the outside riser that's closest to the door. There is a second one that we found that also sweeps down and heads outside the building. So, I zeroed out the line at the bottom of the sweep. Okay, so we're now snaking from the first clean out closest to the door, going down towards, I think we're heading south, mostly south, a little southwest, heading towards the ditch. So this PVC is pretty good. However, you're going to see the problem on this tail end of this pipe. It is got sediment in there, lots of sediments, pretty deep, and I tried snaking it with blades and a whip, and I cannot get it. I didn't even make a dent in it. I can get past it, but I'm just sloshing around. This is why me and my supervisor, Mitch, believe a jetter would be the best course of action for this. We were not called out for the block that was all the way out here. It's just with the camera and the snaking, we discovered this and another issue in addition to the original call that was the inside block. So in a minute, I know we're hitting around 40 feet. We're going to see a clean out that is, closer to the street. So there's a second one, and you'll see that in a second. All right, here's that clean out. Now it does kind of look like it sweeps this way, but I promise I double and triple checked it. I did not see it sweeping this way. It looked like it sweeps down towards the street. I can revisit that, but I checked like 3 times. So 60 feet from the original clean out, or 58 and some change, is we'll call it 60. From the original clean out is where the second one is. So here in a minute, around 75 feet, we'll start to see some pulling right here. So we're going to start seeing this. So look at that sediment right there. The water's not running, so it's a lot easier to see this. So as soon as water's running, we can't get this to see anything. It just turns to black. So right now the water is not running inside. The sediment I tried to hit with the whip. The problem is probably how far and how deep the sediment is. Because around 75 feet we go into total darkness. If I let it set, it kind of clears itself, but I know that it holds these characteristics for quite a while before we go to the end of where the city meets. So you'll see we'll just continue to probably be in darkness. If I was to stop and let it set, it would clear itself a little bit, but it turns to murky. It's still not visible. Definitely cameraed this a couple times to try to make sure I had everything correct before the video. So we're going to start coming out of it here in a minute. I'm not exactly sure right now because the water's not running. It might be a little shorter. No, it's still pretty gunked up there. So we'll continue to go. All right, around 100 and we'll say 108, almost to 110 feet is where we start to clear up. That may be the presence of a belly in addition to whatever sediment's going on. There may be a crack. We just can't tell because it's still, setting at it's still blocked up. Now the water's running. The water will run right now. Eventually, toilet paper and waste will back that up out there. It will take a while to show symptoms inside because it is a very long line. But we that will cause a problem sooner rather than later. Right now, you can run water just as is, and everything's fine. But too much toilet paper will change that. We'll change that up. So Around 110 is where we came out of it. So from 75, maybe a little before 75, like 70 to 110's how long we were underneath sediment. Couldn't see anything, can't see the integrity of that pipe. And we are going to be popping out into the city at 140 feet roughly from this first clean out. And this is part 2 of the line because my camera is 185 feet and cannot reach the end from the toilet, which is why we originally called. So there is your city tap. So as you can see, we're visible right now. We can see it. So you just have sediment settling in there. As soon as you try to put a camera or anything like that through, you cannot see it. So from the clean out is 140 feet, with 75 feet to 110 feet being full of sediment that I cannot dislodge after over an hour and a half of snaking with blades in the whip. That will need to be jetted. There will be a referral made out for that. The first video will reflect the inside portion of the house. This line's well over 200 feet long, so I have to go through 2 different entrances. And you've probably already seen that video because you'll probably see this one second. I'm doing this video first. So my name is Caleb. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, refer to the sewer report, the summary of the job notes, or you can always call Garvin Sewer Service for further details. The other video should be attached to the same email or might be in another one. Thank you very much.